Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your June 2019 He Said, She Said reading. Thank you for joining us. My name is Michelle.
And my name is Richard.
And we'll be doing a true He Said, She Said reading today. Sagittarius, which means I'll be reading as you, and Richard will be reading as the person that you are dealing with. Depending on how you identify, either side could resonate, so please keep that in mind. Before I get started, just wanted to mention, if you are enjoying these He Said, She Said readings, we have a new type of reading available, and it's a more situational tarot. It's a different kind of tarot reading, but done in the He Said, She Said style. So please check out the playlist on my channel. The playlist is Soulful Repairs, so if you are interested, please go and check that out. Okay, Sagittarius, let's take a look. 2 kittens. I mean, how can you choose between these 2 adorable kittens? I couldn't, and I'd be tempted to keep them both, but you're asked to not give in to that temptation. You've got to give a kitten back. Which kitten do you give back, and why? Is there a fear around leaving a kitten behind? And I'm using kitten as what's on here, but of course you know what I mean. I feel we're talking about a choice between perhaps 2 things or 2 people, 2 ways to go, and there's a sense of a fear, also some sadness about leaving the other behind, because I do feel that you want to keep both these kittens. I get that sense with this card. So let's see where that goes. But Richard has pulled from the Energy Oracle for the other person here, card of 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. It's in reverse.
Yeah, it's not great energy, I'm sorry to say. This card reverse indicates some blocks in the flow of your heart center energy. Perhaps it's an old sense of abandonment or the grief of a broken heart lingering from a past event. Whether it's recent or not, this blocked energy stops you from caring for yourself and attracting love from others, and it can create an undercurrent of unhappiness that permeates your life.
Okay. So there's a choice involved here.
But it's something that seems to be around some sort of old sense of abandonment or heartbreak.
Now, at the bottom of the deck for you, Sagittarius, I've got the 2 of Swords, which again indicates that choice. And it's kind of, again, for you, it's a really difficult choice to make. Let's see where this goes. I'm interested, Sagittarius. We'll start with the status of the relationship, how you feel about this person, the strengths of the relationship, the weakness, what you should continue to do in this situation, what you should stop doing, and we'll also take a look at the outcome.
So I'm going to lay down the same cards, Sagittarius. I've got the status of relationship, how this person feels about you, Sagittarius, strengths, weaknesses, what this person should keep doing, what they should stop doing, and the outcome if nothing changes.
Status here is the 5 of Wands, so it's someone that you have conflict with. I don't feel that this relates to inner conflict. I feel that this actually means actual conflict.
Okay, so looking over here at the status of a relationship, we have the Queen of Cups in the reverse, which speaks to, well, Queens are all about internalization of emotion. And in the reverse here, it's definitely a sense of real emotional instability, but right down to the inner core.
Yeah, there seems to be an energy of melodrama, is what I'm picking up here. Quite a lot of conflict, and I get that the conflict here is very emotional, and it's making you both emotional, it looks like. Now, how you feel about this person? We've got the Page of Wands in reverse. So there is a sense here of losing or waning interest when it comes to this relationship or this person. What once had a playful kind of energy, I feel that the playful banter, the playfulness around this relationship has turned to one rather of actual conflict rather than just playful kind of backwards and forwards kind of energy. And it seems to involve this Queen of Cups in reverse. So we'll see how this other person feels about you, Sagittarius.
Okay, so looking at how this person feels about you, we've got the Two of Swords which speaks to this choice.
This choice.
The choice between two kittens, which we know is obviously not about kittens. It's about something else.
Let's see the strengths here. Okay, the Tower in reverse. You know what I'm getting here is that it's after maybe a breakup. I feel like there's something that's happened here, a big fight, a big argument, things have been said, and there has been a breakdown. The strength around that, though, is that if this can survive this breakdown, what can be rebuilt here will be something that is stronger, more solid in terms of a foundation for the future. You know, oftentimes when you think of a forest fire, and when a fire gets swept through a forest, there will be some things that are charred to ruin, and yet there will be other things that are still standing, seemingly untouched by the flame. Can there be a rebuilding here around something that has been untouched? Something that remains from the destruction, if you will.
Okay, so looking over here at the strength for this person, we've got the Two of Pentacles in the reverse here. So it's about being overwhelmed, but it's here as a strength. I'm going to get a clarifier on that.
There's a lot of sense of rebalancing here, rebalancing the energies of this relationship. Something's gone awry.
Yeah, but the Two of Pentacles in reverse is a strength here. Let me see if I can get a clarifier on that. There we go, it just popped out. And we have the Seven of Pentacles in the upright. So it's about reassessment. It's about stepping back and looking at the situation. Yeah, I'm getting the sense that presently these two people should not be back together. There should be a state, I think, of being overwhelmed, at least for a little while this gets sorted out.
You know, and I also get the sense here around this choice has become overwhelming. Perhaps having too many choices has become overwhelming.
Yeah, that often happens. When we open ourselves up to other options.
Yeah.
And other possibilities, that can create more stress than what we had when we didn't have as many options.
So I think it's reassessing how those choices are making us feel. I think it's the one has to go kind of thing. One of those options. In order for us to feel like we can have, we don't feel that out of control energy there, that we can feel stable, if you will. Now the weakness here is the Three of Swords in reverse. So yeah, there has been heartbreak. There has been pain involving an ending. But what I also get around this is that with a three, what some people don't realize with the Three of Swords is that because it's a three and not the Ten of Swords, it's not, it doesn't have to be final. There's still something that could be, there's still some kind of love situation here that can be salvaged, is what I'm getting. But first there needs to be forgiveness, and there needs to be that heart-to-heart conversation here where there's no longer any harshness, any battles, and you both need to want to start again. You both need to be on the same page in terms of, can we rebuild this, or should we just go our separate ways here, accept this loss and move on?
Looking at the Three of Swords in reverse there as the weakness, it looks like a lack of forgiveness, would you say?
Yeah, that would be the problem with the situation, with rebuilding here. If you chose, if one of you chose to not forgive the other.
Okay, so looking over here at the weakness for this person, we've got the Hanged Man, and this is as a weakness. So it's this not making the choice. It's sitting here on the fence, trying to weigh options, being overwhelmed by these options quite clearly, having the need for reassessment, and obviously taking advantage of that, but I think there seems to be a clock on this choice, and that it's not going to be available for very long to be able to make this choice without there being some sort of consequence.
Let's take a look and see what you should continue to do here, Sagittarius. Now you have the Hermit in reverse, so it seems like there has been a disconnect. What I feel here is that the time for analysis is over. The time for reflection about this is over, and it's now time to look at things from a more, I would say, a higher perspective, a perspective that is focused on wisdom, reason, experience, what you've experienced with this person, rather than the need to go away here and think again about this. I feel like this is that moment of realization. After spending a lot of time thinking, there it is. Suddenly it's that realization of a choice to be made and seeing it very clearly. So I do like the energy here. It's no more doubt. It's no more hesitation. It's knowing and being ready to make that choice, to go forward with whatever this is.
Okay, so looking over here at what this person should keep doing, we have the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. So it's about guaranteeing your own stability. I think there's a sense of being overwhelmed here, but the advice here is to get a bead on what's going to make this person here what's going to make them more stable.
Yeah. What you should stop doing. We've got the Empress. Well, that's interesting. I'm going to get one more on that for you, Sagittarius. Remember, this can resonate the opposite way around, so keep that in mind. What is the Empress here as what Sagittarius should stop doing? King of Cups in reverse. Okay, so it involves, I feel, someone around you, someone who could have water in their chart, could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and I get the sense here that that individual is someone who has some emotional, I pick it up as limitations. They're not acting as their best selves, and the Empress there is what you should stop doing. Perhaps trying to create something here that the other person is not able to. They're either just not on the same level as you in terms of wanting to rebuild something here, or they just.
You know what I'm getting from that, Michelle?
Yeah.
You know, I see the Empress here as being nurturing energy.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you got this King of Cups in reverse as a clarifier here, because I think what it is, it's about nurturing or enabling this person's instability.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Yes.
So trying to create something from this person's instability.
Right.
Or trying to make them feel better, you know, maybe they just need to be left on their own.
Yeah, like being the stronger person here, while this person does their own, whatever they're doing here, on the side perhaps. This could be someone who's has a tendency to act out in very emotionally negative ways. They could even cheat. Certainly someone who likes the attention, but expects it in terms of more, I would say, external validation of themselves, rather than create their own, shall we say. It's kind of like, I get a sense around this of, I feel this is connected to the Tower. It's like a destruction of the ego and rebuilding the ego. This is what I'm seeing with these cards.
Yeah, from the ground up.
Rebuilding the ego, but only after it's been taken down, torn down, if you will. But it's something that only that person can do. I mean, it's usually done by circumstances, something that happens to them, some kind of catastrophic event, which I see that here. But the thing that I feel, why this is really good energy, is because this is a symbol that if this ego can be rebuilt from what was torn down, it will be a much healthier person to be around, rather than this King of Cups in reverse. It'll be the King of Cups in the upright. It seems to be about someone who is finding it difficult to accept an ending, or going through a very difficult time where there has been sorrow and loss. And there's a lot of struggle here, and I get the sense that the vitality around this person is low. But I don't think that this is you, Sagittarius. I think this is how you're feeling about this other person in your life. And for you, you know it. You don't need to do any more work. You know what's going on here. And for you here, what you should stop doing is certainly focusing your attention on this person and what they're needing to go through.
Okay, so looking over here at what this person should stop doing, we've got the World in the reverse here.
It's like unfinished business, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, they've got to finish their business. They have to. I think it's about rebuilding.
Rebuilding this ego.
Rebuilding.
After something that's happened here and that's caused this person to suffer loss, and as a result it's really kind of broken them down, especially the ego is what I'm getting, and it's causing them to act in a way that can be very, very difficult, because I feel that they're around them, it's very low energy because of what's going on with them. Let's take a look and see what the outcome is here. We've got the Eight of Cups in reverse, so it seems like, Sagittarius, you're not walking away from this. You're there, and the thing is that you're making it, I think this choice here, it's not between two people, I think it's just between two paths. Whether to stay with this person while they're going through this, or whether to leave. It seems like you're making the choice to stay, but we'll continue to look at that in part 2.
Alright, so looking at the outcome for this person, nothing changes. We've got the Queen of Wands in the upright. Yeah, the more I look at this, the more I'm thinking that this over here is you, Sagittarius. And this over here is the person that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Somebody who's been through something, some sort of heartbreak, and they're trying to rebuild. I don't think this heartbreak had anything to do with you, though. I think it had something to do with something from their past. And you're the one who's been left having to deal with this. You're the one kind of left holding the bag. The Empress here, trying to soothe this person, but realizing at some point that, Sagittarius, you can't do anything to help this person. They got to help themselves. But it's led to some emotional instability in the relationship, some conflict, as you can see over here as well. And it's come down to a choice. It's come down to a choice. But the Hanged Man here is the weakness, is indicating that choice is going to need to be made at some point. It's not something that can be left on the back burner.
Yeah, because it seems to be causing a lot of instability around you, and when it comes to how much you can cope with, it's up to you to decide with that Seven of Pentacles how much is you've already put a lot of effort and energy into this. You've already put time and effort. You're waiting there to see it pay off, but in the meantime you're having to deal with things that are causing you to feel somewhat overwhelmed by this situation. So for you, it's about really focusing on that stability of self there, and needing to make that choice. But I don't know, I get the sense here that for you, you seem to be acting from a position of power. I certainly feel that.
Well, I get the feeling, Sagittarius, it's your decision. Your decision to make here.
Right.
And solely yours.
Yeah.
You know, what's in your best interest is going to be the key here. But there's a whole lot to clarify.
Mm-hmm. You know, and as I'm seeing this with the other person here, I'm seeing a lot of time for this person to also make that decision to whether or not to move on from getting in their head a lot. I feel like this person's been in their head. And it's time for them to rebuild the ego here, to accept that something's over, and to stop thinking about it really, and to start putting the work in. You know, if they don't want to leave, they're going to have to realize that to put the work in where they are, rather than maybe seek something external. I get that as external validation from another, whether it's from you, Sagittarius, or from other people. It could be from several. So we'll look at this in part 2. Seems like you're making a choice here whether or not to stay with a partner who is at the moment going through a very difficult time. They've suffered some kind of catastrophic event where they've had their heart broken, and they've had difficulty moving on from the ego, the shock to the ego that this has brought about. So we'll see where this goes in part 2. I hope that you join us there. The link will be below in the descriptions box, and that will be available on the Vimeo channel. If we don't see you there, then we wish you all the very best in your choice. And if you would like a personal reading, you can get your own He Said, She Said reading with Richard and I. You can email me for information, gypsyinsights@gmail.com, and that email is also in the box below. Bye for now, Sagittarius.
Bye, Sagittarius. Goodbye and good luck.